What is up, Hardcore Nation? Welcome to Season 3 of Life Behind the Pros, and I am Hardcore Harvey, your host, and we got a good show lined up tonight. We're definitely excited to be back with this is episode 2, but we had an episode 1.5 in between. Those of you that tried to tune in last week, we appreciate you guys' effort, and definitely thank you for joining us. We had a ton of audio difficulties, so we spent a good part of the rest of the week after that reviewing how to get rid of those audio difficulties. We brought back old ex-Seeley, my son, who used to help co-host the show in Season 1 and Season 2, and we ran a lot of tests. So we actually had a whole family meeting in which we could test our audio. I think we've got it worked out. We got some excellent guests tonight. We're going to be talking with Scotty Wilhelm. We're going to be talking with Toby Hughes. We're going to be talking with Jackson Ostrich, all to hear about their race reports from GNCC Round 2, the Wild Boar at Hogwaller. So we're going to see what they have to say. Of course, just a quick update. Of course, we weren't able to make the trip to Florida because we had a little mishap in round 1. We're still recovering. Not sure that we're going to make the trip to Georgia either. Again, in my mind, I think I'm healed. I think I'm better. But the doctors and particularly my wife thinks otherwise. And so when I mentioned going to Georgia, I kind of get a lot of negativity. So I'm not sure we're gonna make it or not, but we'll see. You never know. We might show up, but if we do, probably have ruled out racing. At one point, we talked about trying to do a lap just to manufacture, salvage some points for the season. But I'll be honest, guys, I don't know if I could hold on to the bars for a lap, no matter how slow I rode, because it's just still in a lot of pain, still recovering. So we're gonna kind of listen to the doctors this time, and I'm gonna listen to my lovely wife this time, and probably just realize we need to set one more out, get healthy, and then get back to it whenever we're able to do that. So a couple things tonight. We're going to do our fantasy contest first. We're going to draw for our classes. That'll give you all time to kind of see what we're doing, and then we'll continue to remind you about the fantasy. This is not a fantasy league. If you remember in Season 1 when my son and I started the ATV fantasy deal, we just did it race by race just for fun. And we just selected a couple classes, and we selected the classes randomly so that way all riders across all the AM and PM classes had a chance to be part of the fantasy. It wasn't just the pros. It wasn't just the guys that normally are involved in some of those things. So again, this is a random draw for our ATV fantasy contest. We'll have one class from the AM, one class from the PM. Just a quick reminder how it works. You get 3 points just for guessing the correct riders in the top 3. So if you get all 3 riders in the top 3, even if you don't have them in the order, you still get 9 points for them being in the top 3 and you picking them to be in the top 3. And then you get bonus points if you get them in the correct position. So you can get up to 15 points total for each class. So a perfect score for the whole contest would be 30. That would be 15 points in the AM class, and then 15 points in the PM class would determine our winner. We've got some KENDA and DP brake swag to give away to our winners. So you guys can if you have time to look on the GNCC website and look at the classes and see what riders you want to pick, you certainly can just throw your picks right up here on the live stream. Or you can send me a private message with your picks, and then of course my lovely wife Taylor is going to help us monitor that and help us get out the swag to the winner. And we'll do that next Tuesday night. We'll announce the winner at our next episode next Tuesday after the Georgia Round, the General. So we're going to bring that on here real quick. We're going to go ahead and knock that out at this time. So here we go. All right, so this is our AM class spinner, our random wheel. So here we go, guys. Good luck to all the classes. and our AM class for the general. That's kind of appropriate, guys. That the winning class for the AM would be the warrior class. So for the general this weekend, I need you guys to look at the results for the first 2 races and see what riders in that class, the warrior class, you think might finish in the top 3, and then send us your picks. And we are going to move over to the PM class, and we are going to select our PM class now. Here we go. Good luck, classes. All right, looky there. All right, so for our PM class at the general, we're going to go with the XC2 class. So again, look up the results of the first 2 races. I believe Jay Shadron's got 2 wins already this year, so he might be a heavy favorite to be one of your picks. But again, get those picks into us. Either private message me with your picks, or if you want to throw them up here in the comments, also we can go ahead and get them off there as well. All right, so the other thing I want to show you real quick, guys, is at the end of the show, we have this new feature that will allow everybody who watched the show to participate and be eligible for a winning drawing for some swag also. And we're going to do this as a random picker. All you have to do to enter is over in the comments. I need you to throw us a comment, #HardcoreNation. So if you send a #HardcoreNation comment for end of the show, it automatically enters you in. And at the end of the show, we'll bring this screen back up and we will draw for our winner for tonight. So if you haven't done that already, please jump in the comments and enter that to win. All right, so now we got all that out of the way. So let's get to our first guest tonight. There we go. We got our first entry. Thank you, Abby Harden. So that's exactly what you need to do, folks, right there. Brandon Rogers, thanks, buddy. He threw it up. Craig Ostrich, there you go. So just throw up Hardcore Nation, automatically enters you into the contest. All right. So we are going to bring on Scotty Wilhelm. I see in his profile down here, he's got his name as Scooter Wilhelm. So we're going to talk to old Scooter here and kind of see. He had a killer race at the Hogwaller, and we're going to let him come on here and tell us about it. What's up, Scooter? How are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let me get us in one of our cool backgrounds here. There we go. So Scooter, what are you at the club?
No, we're back to restaurant eating dinner.
Dude, it's like you got the disco lights on you, man.
Oh yeah, I'm right here for it. No, we're right up the street from Croom eating dinner.
Oh, you have a Mexican again?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fast.
All right, so Scooter, I saw a picture and I meant to grab it off the internet and throw it on here, but I just forgot. And it's a picture of you riding down some straight stretch with your leg hanging out, like you were posing for like dirt wheels or something. So tell us a little bit about your day down at Hogwaller. Tell us a little about your whole weekend. I know your family did well at different portions of the races also, but you're the one that came out of there with the win, man. So tell us about your weekend.
I mean, we got Ryan off the line early in the morning, got a 6th. Nikki had a really great run. She ended up pulling off a 7th. And then I went out and, we lined up. I went on the outside. I'm just tired of banging on the inside. I'm over it. I'm done. So I just railed around the outside, second into the woods, and got my pass on him pretty quick. I started setting a pace. Fella come up, challenged me. I let him take the pass. I got right on him. I wasn't letting him get away. And then I just passed him back, and I just kept trying to stay out front and set a pace in those sand whoops that would keep me out front.
So we, of course, we were watching the live scoring because, obviously there's not the live feed for the morning race, but you pretty much led this thing wire to wire, didn't you? After you got first on lap 1, you led the rest of the way.
Yes. Now I got around the fella and got in first. And, like I said, probably about 2-3 mile marker, we went through a bottleneck, just little one, 4 or 5 guys. We got around that. I thought that I put a little bit of time on them through that bottleneck, but I heard a bike coming. I didn't know what class, so I moved over to give him room in case he was a different class. And I seen the sticker, and I just started charging back. I'm like, I'm falling off the pace. And I just tried to get back out and set the pace a little faster.
So tell us about, I'm kind of setting you up with this question because I've been there. Tell us about how much fun it was to ride in the sand.
Oh, I love it. I mean, we're at Croom right now. For years, that's what we did today. We just got it ourselves, bouncing through it today. Same thing all over again.
So how'd your hands hold up? Sometimes that's a big trouble for us northern guys going down at a race.
No, I'm pretty good with that. The concrete work keeps them rough.
Oh, that's true. That is true. You are a hard-working labor guy.
Yep.
All right, so
doesn't bother me much.
So tell us about the picture. How did you normally? Honestly, man, by that time in the race, when I actually see a camera, I'm pretty much too tired to do anything. So how did you tell us that part?
Shot because I got both up, but at the time when that picture went off, I had my foot stuck in the rear brake pedal with a Nerf bar net. So I was trying to get the second one up to be, a show off, but I was all tied up over there for a few minutes. By the time I got the second one up, I was hurrying up, putting it down to grab the corner.
Well, so I tell you what, man, so you put down a heck of a race. I think I looked on the results. I think you won by over 3 minutes. So obviously at some point there, you kind of checked out on them. And so you feel like you're in good shape for coming into this weekend at the General? You feel good?
I do. I like Georgia. I've got some wins at Georgia. It's one of my favorite tracks. I'm looking forward to the next round. Never have I enjoyed going to Big Buck or, the Union race. So I'm cringing for round 4. I just want to get through 3.
I understand.
But I'm already cringing for 4. I'm never.
Well, we only go to Big Buck like 150 times.
100 times. So. Exactly.
I don't know why you'd be tired of it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite place.
So you've kind of set the standard for the family right now, man. You came out and you laid down a win. I know at one point we were watching Nikki. She was in 3rd on lap 1. And I thought, holy moly, look at this. Here she goes. And then, of course, after talking to you, I think she ate some sand.
Yeah, she got jammed up a little bit. And, we're working on it down here at Croom for a couple of days, making some changes.
She actually buried it, didn't she?
Yeah. And well, we were working on passing today, and she took one through a swamp mud hole. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I had to go get ratchet straps. Bridget, me, McGill. We were all in there throwing logs in. We're trying to get Ryan. She was on Ryan's EFI and had it buried. It was suction buried. We had to roll it over to get it out.
Hey, tell her I saw Tracy Checo one time lay down on the ground on her back and take her legs and put them up underneath the grab bar and shove the bike out of a mud hole.
McGill was preaching that today too.
So tell her she's got to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Hey, so real quick, tell us a little bit about where Ryan is. I know he's had 2 rounds on a pretty much a new bike for him. How do you think that's going?
He had a rough start to the race, coming off the line last, pushed up to 6th. We can just get him starting and get with the pack. I think we'll be in good shape. And
so does he like Georgia? I can't remember.
He likes Georgia. We all like Georgia.
Well, good deal. So you guys are excited. You're hanging out at Croom for the week. How much riding are you going to do when you headed up to Georgia? When you headed up to the General?
Probably Thursday morning. We'll start rolling up there. Try to get ride tomorrow, wash everything, get everything cleaned up. We're really not riding our practice bikes. We're riding our race bikes, which I don't know if it's right or wrong, but we're having more fun on them. So that's what we're doing. Just trying to get used to what we're running. So it'll be a little more work going up there because it'll all happen.
Well, here I got a shout out. I got a shout out for you here, Scott. I don't know if you can see it or not, but Larry Mills sent a comment and says, "Great." He says, "Great job, Scott." So you got some fans. Somebody here Kevin, is it Presnell?
Yep.
Way to go, Scotty. So you got some fans watching the
Old
show,
guy
man.
fan club.
Absolutely. Scotty's fan, the Scooter fan club.
Yep.
Hey, listen, man, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys taking time away from dinner to hang out with us for a few minutes. Scotty, is there anybody you want to say thanks to before I let you go?
Just everybody that supports me. I mean, KENDA, Waynesburg Yamaha, DP Brakes, ODI, O'Neill 60, just everybody out there, all my friends, all, you, everybody that just keeps pushing me to do this. Because, you get tired at this age, and the drive from all the friends helps keep it going. You want to do it, but you get tired.
100%,
the drive from
man.
all the friends really helps out.
100%. You couldn't be more right, buddy. And I don't know, a lot of people don't know that, dude, it was way back in the day. You and I raced together back in the mid 90s and late 90s.
Yeah.
So we've been at this a long time.
Yeah, the back's getting a little sore.
I hear you, buddy. Hey, you go have a good dinner, man. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
All right, see you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Scooter. All right, guys. So just talked to Scotty Wilhelm. Congratulations again to him on his win this weekend. And we are there we go. All right, so we're going to jump into a segment that we used to call Dirt Dominators and Dirt Disasters. And we're going to talk about Dirt Dominators first. We just kind of look at the results and take an opportunity to give some shout out to some people who had great races and put together great performances, either at the Florida round or also at both rounds. So kind of going to go through here real quick, give some shout outs to folks. And if they don't normally watch the show and you hear their name, tell them they got a shout out so they know that we're kind of watching out for them. Hey, in the micro class, want to give a shout out to Colt Delabar from Maryland with his big win. I want to give a shout out to Ryder Gatos, pulled off the 1 second win at the finish line. So great job to him. Want to give a shout out to, of course, Jackson Ostrich, who we're going to talk to here in a minute. Landon Glotta. He won actually by an entire lap. He was the only one in his class to make 4 laps. I want to give a shout out to Phelan Holcomb. She had a great run. I think it was her first win, but don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was. And then in the 70 CVT class, Bryson Dickerson had a great run. In the morning rounds, in the 4x4A, Gavin Jenkins over a 5-minute win. McKenna Bruderly in the women's amateur class over a 5-minute win over some real fast ladies there, Chloe Harper and Morgan Johnson in second and third. So that's a heck of a class right there. In women's C, Tori Middendorf won by 17 minutes. So that is definitely a Dirt Dominator performance there. In the Warrior class, Chris Ballou, he was the only one in that class to run 4 minutes. And don't forget, the Warrior class is one of our fantasy classes, so that might be a good choice for one of your top 3. In the Schoolboy Junior 13 to 15 class, Emma Probst won by 14-plus minutes. In the 40C class, Mike Horwat, actually from Brownsville, PA, won by 5 minutes. And in the Super Senior 45-plus class, Curtis Crump won by 9.5 minutes. Of course, he's super fast. We all know how fast he is. In the Golden Masters class 60-plus, Mark Thomas with a 6-minute-plus win. In the afternoon, in Junior B, Austin Bruni won by 3 minutes and 20 seconds in a tough class there. And Senior B, of course, Scotty Scooter Wilhelm won by 3+ minutes in the afternoon class. So congrats to all those Dirt Dominators at the Wild Boar. And then for our first 2 rounds, some folks you only got on this list if you have 2 wins out of the first 2 classes. So our Dirt Dominators for the season so far we got Caden Spires in the YXC1 class in the youth race. Schoolgirl Junior 12 to 15, Avery Collins has 2 wins already this season. In the 70 CVT class, Bryson Dickerson with 2 wins. In the morning race with 2 wins, Gavin Jenkins in 4x4A, Christopher Riggin in 4x4 Senior, both those guys with 2 wins. In the Warrior class, Chris Ballou with 2 wins. In the 16 to 18 C class, LJ Horton. Now here, if you guys know LJ, I tried to get him on the show tonight to talk to us about 2 wins in a row to start this season, and he said he couldn't do it. So if you know him, encourage him to get on here and talk to us about his season so far. In the 19 plus C class, Logan Bishop with 2 wins. In the 40 plus C class, Mike Horwat again with 2 wins. In the afternoon, James Galata in the College A has 2 wins. And finally, in Senior A, Chris Conklin, one of our buddies here locally, Chris Conklin with 2 wins in the Senior A 40-plus class. Congratulations to him. Chris, we'll definitely have you on the show here sometime soon to kind of tell us a little bit about your season, because you have gotten faster and faster. So now on the other side of the Dirt Dominators is a segment we call Dirt Disasters. And we're actually going to bring on a gentleman here with us under this Dirt Disasters section. And he happens to be our highlight rider this evening for this section. And not because he can't ride, because he's a hell of a rider, but he just happened to have some real bad luck. And we're going to let him kind of talk to us a little bit about that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Toby Hughes. Toby, thanks for being with us, buddy.
No problem.
Hey, so Toby, I know that from last year, this year, man, you've had a ton of changes in your program. I think you're even taking a big jump in the classes that you're competing in this year. So before we get into what happened at the Florida Round, tell us a little bit about where you finished up last year and what moves you made for 2022.
Yeah, last year I raced the B22 plus class at the locals, and then I tried to do some nationals and race the C class at the nationals, but I ended up getting the championship at the locals. Had a lot of bike issues and tire issues to start. Bike issues to start the season, tire issues to end the season, but we ended up getting the championship. But changed the tire brands and started running some KENDAs this year, so hopefully that'll help out. Yeah.
There you go.
I got a fresh set on the way now. Just shipped this morning.
I saw that. I think I saw that posted somewhere today that you had a fresh set headed your way. So, Toby, tell us a little bit about what prompted your decision to move classes this year and kind of where I know you had a rough start, but what you're hoping for this year. And then we'll talk specifically about why you're this week's Dirt Disaster.
Well, I just decided I'm not getting any younger. I've only been at this a couple years, so I figure, honestly, I listened to McGill talking in the podcast, and he said that his dad forced him into the faster classes, and that made him faster. So, and I had some people telling me, Dusty was kind of pushing me to run a faster class. So why not? I mean, you only live once, and I'm only going to do this national thing a couple of years, so might as well go all out for it.
Well, dude, congratulations on first of all, winning your championship last year, and then your decision to just jump right into the big leagues this year. And I know that story you're talking about with the McGills. I think he was only allowed to run like one race that wasn't like in semi-pro or pro, and then it was like, nope, boy, you're going up front. And he's been there ever since. He's been there ever since. So he definitely would be someone to tell you, if you want to get faster, go ride with faster guys. And even if you get your butt kicked for a while, it's going to make you better in the long term. So hats off to you, man. You're young enough to still get faster. Some of us maybe not.
Yeah, you're fast enough. I've chased you down a couple of times. You got the speed.
Well, thanks, man. I don't know about right now, but when we recover, we can get back there. So, Toby, tell us about, I know you had high hopes going into Florida. I know, watch some of your social media posts, and you've been super positive about where you are and just, appreciative about the opportunity you've had with some sponsors and things. I know you went into Florida flying high, and I think I saw some pictures that the race actually started pretty darn good for you.
Yeah, actually all morning Saturday, I said, I want to get a good start under my belt. At Big Buck, we had kind of a bad start. I've been a kicker forever. I've always run the 06 plus stuff, but I've always kicked it and felt it started quicker. But went 24 volt this year, so had to kind of figure that out. But I rolled onto the line Saturday, and I was saying that if I had a good start, I would be happy with the day. Well, Saturday we actually pulled onto the line, and the bike stalled and wouldn't start, and kind of had a freak out session. The carburetor kind of had some issues, but we got that fixed. And when I hit the button, bike took off, and I knew there was no one on the outside of me, and I looked left, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're definitely out front here. And I haven't had much time testing the suspension yet, so I knew it wouldn't kind of take the hard dive, so I held to the outside a little bit and went into the woods about fifth. So I was happy, real happy with that.
So Toby, let me stop you right there real quick. So as a new guy to a faster class, and I'm asking this because I've been there, what was the feeling or the thought in your head when you looked left and right and realized, I'm out front?
Yeah, definitely. There's that meme I shared with my social media. I was in danger. I knew some of the people that were behind me, and I knew I had to get moving. There wasn't no time to play around.
So you went in the woods about fourth or fifth. So what happened from there?
I went into the woods about fourth or fifth. I actually have spent a lot of my summers in Florida. My dad lived like 30 minutes from the hog waller track, but I have never, yes, in Hawthorne, Florida.
All right.
But I rode a little PW80 when I was a wee little kid down there, but other than that, I have never done any riding down there.
Well,
So
I don't know if we could count that as training for this or not, man.
No. So it was a whole new experience for me. And running the afternoon class is all new in its own because the ruts are already 2 feet deep when you start. So it was different. But when I went in, the whoops were more than I thought they were going to be. It was rough, and I was riding pretty good actually for the first mile or so, and kept some of the fast guys behind me. And I ended up pulling off and letting a couple of them around me. And when I got going again, I was moving, stayed with them. And next thing I knew, I was flying through the air.
So you're not even sure exactly what happened.
I know that I hit a tree with the front left tire, hit something with the front left tire. I assume it was a tree that was there. And when I landed on my head. I remember not being able to get my arms in front of me, and I landed on my head. And when I kind of I looked, and there was probably 30 bikes behind me. My bike laying on its top against a tree, and I tried to get it rolled over, but I was still kind of wobbly, and I couldn't get it. So I don't know why, but I was like, well, I'm taking my helmet off, and took my helmet off, and got the bike back on its all four wheels and went to start it, and somebody started yelling at me that it was on fire. So I turned around, and it had probably, it had probably 4-inch flames shooting out of the exhaust. And I kind of tried to pat it with my hand, and they got bigger. So I just took my hand and shoved it over the end of the exhaust and smothered it, and it went out. So by that time, my buddy Travis had got to me. He was in the same class as me, and he was a couple of bikes back, and he got to me and helped me get it off the track. And Dusty caught up to us, and we kind of made sure I was all right. And I was going to take back off, and I looked down, and I had a flat front tire. So that kind of ended that.
So not only did you knock yourself out, you about burnt your brand new build to the ground.
Yeah, actually, it's the old build with some new parts, but yes, I would have been very upset.
So, dude, I can tell you, and again, this is just a couple weeks ago, first time ever in all the sports and all the racing and everything I've done, I've never been knocked out. And a couple weeks ago was the first time, and I'm going to tell you, that is a weird experience to be able to hear stuff around you, and you can't quite see anything. You're kind of you don't even know what you're doing.
Exactly. I'm the same way. I've been riding since I was 3 years old. I've played sports my whole life. I've never been knocked out, and I don't even know how long I was laying there, but it was a weird feeling when I come awake. It was like, what just happened?
And you know what? It's happened so quick that
Yes.
you can't even really put it together. Here, oh, look here, somebody's making a comment. He was still goofy when he found us.
Right, maybe.
Of course, some might argue you're goofy all the time. I don't know, man.
That might be true.
Well, dude, I tell you what. So, what are your plans? Are you back? Are you ready to go for the general? Are you think you're healed back up, bike back together? Where are you at?
Well, I'm not actually going to make it back down to the general. My bike will be there. Devin Masters and Dusty still have my bike. They hauled it to Florida for me, and they've
Okay.
been down there, or they're going to be down there all week. So my bike is there. I thought about trying to make the trip, but I need to get a little more testing. And now I right before I left, I looked at the bike, and the steering stem's actually a little bit tweaked. I would like to get these new Kendas on it and stuff. So I think we're going to sit the general out. Going to try to make it back for maybe Camp Coker, but definitely Hoosier.
All right. So, well, that sounds like a solid plan, man. That's the same thing. As much as we want to go, we're going to use some wisdom here in our older age and just wait one more race. And that's probably the best choice for you to go over your bike. Definitely get that new set of Kendas on there. And then I'm assuming we're going to see round one of the new East Coast Series too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The new East Coast is actually my favorite. That's where I started racing, and that's my home. I would not do the Nationals before I didn't do the new East Coast.
Absolutely, man. That I think everybody knows how we feel. I think the Wilson family does a great job, and they just put on a great series. And definitely appreciate hearing you saying that also. So, man, I tell you, thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with us tonight. By the way, I like your T-shirt too, 9-2. Nice,
Oh, yeah.
Nice choice there. Also, anybody who you want to say thanks to for helping you out so far this season, and give a shout out to.
Just like to thank Nathan Pierce at P&G Outdoor Services and Passing Gas, and KENDA 92. I got KH Photography. That's my girlfriend they're my fiance. Sorry, I'm probably gonna get slapped after that.
Well done. Way to save it.
My fiance, she takes pictures for us at the races. My personal photographer there.
By the way, she does excellent work. So hats off to her. Please pass along our compliments to her. She's really got the hang of it, man. She does good.
She does. She started this with me just to take pictures of me, and eventually our kids when they get older, and it grew on her. She ended up liking it a lot more, and now she does it. She prefers to take race pictures over anything else. So
except for Pitt for you, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She likes to give me water and yell at me, tell me to get going faster and quit stopping.
Toby, who else you want to thank, man?
I'd also like to thank Green Acres Power Sports. My job, they sponsor me. They help me out a good bit. B&R Motorsports, Fast Company, Blood Lubricants, Seal Savers, DP Brakes, 343 Graphics, Gatos Racing, Alba, and Slick Product.
Well, Toby, tell you what, man. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate you spending the time with us. That's a great story, man. I hated that it was a dirt disaster, but man, it was good hearing your story and being able to share the whole knockout experience with you. Look forward to seeing you back at the track. If we don't see you in Georgia, we will see you at the first round of the new East Coast Series, man. Thanks for being with us, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Well, like I said yesterday, hate that I had to come on this way, but maybe again sometime.
Now, next time you could be a dirt dominator.
Hopefully. All
right, we'll see you, buddy.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, guys. So that was Toby Hughes joining us for our dirt disaster. So, hey, that's the other thing, guys. We are looking for folks to come on the show who can share stories similar to Toby's that have had a dirt disaster situation, but obviously we don't want to talk people who got hurt or anything like that. It's more that just kind of had something fluke happen. And it's something we can kind of have some fun with, and talk about with them, that they're safe and healthy. But all right, so we are going to bring up our last guest tonight. Also an interesting story with this young man, leading up to why he is actually why he's going to be on the show this evening. One is because he's had a great couple rounds. He's doing really well. And then he had a special birthday celebration that we're going to talk to him a little bit about. Also, he's already shaking his head. No, I don't even have him on the stream yet. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome to the show Jackson Ostrich. Jackson, thanks so much for being with us, buddy.
No problem.
Hey, so of course you've had a great start to the season. Congratulations so far. You got 2 wins or 1 win and 1 second?
Yeah, that's 1 win and 1 second.
Okay, so are you tied for the points lead, or are you 1 point ahead? I couldn't remember from the paper.
I think I'm 1 or 2 points away from the lead.
Ahead?
Over the lead. I'm in the lead.
So you're in the lead. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now you're winning the class. You just came off a big win at Florida. So again, you're kind of like us. You don't get to spend a lot of time in Florida. You don't really get to ride those conditions very often. So tell us a little bit about your weekend in Florida at the Wild Boar, and tell us a little bit about your race, man.
Yeah. We went in the woods about 7th. As soon as we went in the woods, got a direct pass. Not long after we hit a bottleneck, went around half of it. Made most of my time up there. Chuck a couple seconds behind first, the first lap. Starting about row 8, I think. I had to make my time up from some of the slower people, and that was a little bit difficult, but made it to on about.
So Jackson, tell us that by the end of the first lap, where were you? In what position were you in by the end of the first lap?
Second, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so you came at the end of the first lap in second. Then what happened from there, buddy?
About 100 yards from the finish, I hit another bottleneck to see. As soon as I got up on it, I realized it was a bottleneck. I didn't realize it when I was coming up on it. I tried to follow around. I tried to go around it, but a guy jumped out in front of me, stopped me, and said, "Wait my turn to go around it." And that's how. Yeah, second got around me. My dad was close by to tell him to let me go around. Got around fast enough. Followed second, and followed. It was near the end of the race. Lap. Found my line and made the lap before that, and actually got around from there to actually return the lead.
So you came in on the end of the second lap. You had the lead?
Think so.
Or end of the third lap?
I think it was the end of the third lap.
All right. Now, did you keep the lead all the way to the finish, or did you get? I thought I saw somewhere where you had to make a pass at closer to the finish to get the win.
Yeah, it was near the end of the lap where I actually took the same line I did before I got held up.
Where the guy told you to wait your turn?
Yeah.
Way to remember that line, buddy. Good job.
Yeah.
So you came in on the last lap. You were in second, and then where did you take the lead back to get the win? Do you remember?
Probably about a quarter mile away from the finish. There.
It was close.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Well, good job, buddy. So I got all of a sudden after your win, when I started looking into your win, I got a bunch of people that started blowing me up about a story that is involved around this picture. So I got this picture here where it looks like you got a crown and a sash and you're holding an umbrella, and you got a t-shirt on that says "Chilling with my peeps," except they've looks like they've crossed out the peeps. And they've put some other they've given you some other letters there, "Chilling with my MILFs." And then I actually talked to Mikey Waynes and talked to him a little bit about at your podium interview. You told Mikey Waynes that who the people out there yelling for you were that was just your fans, that was your MILFs. Is that how it went?
Yeah, pretty much.
So dude, that's an awesome story. I can't wait till you're older and you get to tell that story to your buddies, and then later on you get to tell that to your family and stuff later. But that's awesome story, dude. So well done on the podium. You got some people here making some comments. Isn't he handsome? So let's piggyback off that comment. Tell us a little bit about the hair. You've become very famous for this hairdo that you're sporting around. How did this come to be your look?
It was Iron Man, actually, the mullet contest. Like probably a couple of days before we left to go to Iron Man, I was like, I want to do the mullet contest. So I actually cut my hair into a mullet.
How'd you do in the mullet contest?
I actually got second.
You got second? So are you
third, maybe. I don't know.
Are you now growing it now as to re-enter the Ironman this year?
Yeah. I hope.
Dude, listen, hands down, brother. Hands down that you got a shot at the mullet contest.
You should tell me about yours.
So my wife just whispered in my ear I should tell you about my mullet, because back in high school, back in the 80s, guys, it used to be trendy for guys to get perms and wear it in a perm mullet. So actually at one point, buddy, I'm going to find a picture. My hair looked just like yours back when I was 16, 17 years old. And I had hair. All right, dude. So, hey, what are your plans for coming up here, going to the General? Are you feeling good about your chances to, are you going to the General? Are you guys going back down?
Yeah, we're going to go back down. Really all I need is a good start and just consistent laps, I guess.
You feel like you got the speed to run up front in that class pretty consistently?
Yeah.
Well, good job, buddy. Hey, we want to thank you for taking some time to not only tell us about your race, man, but tell us about your birthday story. Hats off to the ladies. I believe it was the East Coast Series ladies that threw you the little surprise birthday situation. So I'm looking forward to seeing them at round one of the East Coast Series to talk to them about that. Good luck to you coming up this weekend at the General. But before we let you go, buddy, who would you like to say thanks to for your season so far?
First, I want to thank God for letting me do this. Drew at KENDA, Moose Racing, Waynesburg Yamaha, Barnhart's, John at Garage Products, Bushings, Leah at Protectives, Logan at Fast Company, Bobby at TSR Powder Coatings, Alba Racing, Chris Shop for the power for the heads that he does for my motor, Nick Lambruno, Adam Derrick, James Mason, everyone from the New East Coast family for letting me race their shoes to get me a little bit faster. And last two, my mom and dad.
Well, good job, buddy. Good job on thanking your sponsors. Good job on your interview. You did a heck of a job with us. Appreciate you joining us tonight. We're going to let you go, and we're looking forward to see what you do at the General, buddy. Thanks for being with us.
No problem.
All right, guys. So that is our last guest for this evening. Real quick, just wanted to remind everybody about the ATV Fantasy Contest. If you weren't with us earlier, the two classes for the fantasy contest were the Warrior class in the AM race. Just need you to send us your top 3 picks from that class. And then in the afternoon race, it's the XC2 class is our fantasy contest. And if you send us your picks for both of those, we'll announce the winner next Tuesday at our next live stream for Life Behind the Pros. We look forward to you guys entering that and being a part of that. We also here, just coming up to wrap things up here in just a second, we've got our giveaway for everybody that stayed with us tonight. Appreciate you. If you joined late and you want to get in on the contest, you just have to go into the comments and you got to comment #Hardcore Nation. So if you would just type in #Hardcore Nation, then you're automatically entered into the contest this evening for that. So we look forward to you guys joining us for that. And then the last thing I want to share this evening, I know we're not quite to the local series yet, but I wanted to show you guys this. Here's the 4 main series that we kind of get involved with around our area. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on when they're kicking off their round 1s. We've got the East Coast Series that will be at CJ Raceway March the 19th for the ATVs, the 20th for motorcycles. That's in Newburgh, West Virginia. The Wexer Series will be at Reno Raceway in Reno, Ohio on April the 16th. The XCCR will be at Nicely's Ridge on March the 19th in Bainbridge, Ohio. And Mountain State Hare Scramble Series will be at Sand Hill Raceway. They're also doing a split race setup this year. So motorcycles on Saturday, quads on Sunday the 20th, and that is in Thornton, West Virginia. So that's our kickoff to our local series. Next Tuesday, we're going to have some of those race promoters on with us to talk about their kickoff weekends coming up. And we're also going to have, I believe I've talked to Larry Mills with DP Brakes. He's agreed to be a guest next week to talk a little bit about some of the promotions and giveaways that we're going to do with him through this show, and also just to hear about just how much the DP Brakes brand dominate in just basically all venues of racing. So we're looking forward to talking to Larry. And then I've got a special guest lined up. I'm not going to announce who it is yet, but I will just tell you it is a young lady that has been involved in a lot in ATV racing, not maybe so much back here on the East Coast with the Cross Country Series, but I've been talking with her and she's agreed to come on the show and be a part of next week's show because she is truly a backer and supporter of ATV racing and has put a ton of energy, effort, and money into backing her race teams. So we want to kind of hear from her. It's nice to see somebody helping promote the sport the way she is. So we'll announce that later in the week, who our special guest will be. So guys, we definitely want to thank you for tuning in this evening and joining us. Want to thank all of our guests for joining us as well and doing a great job on interviews. Of course, we want to take a minute and thank all of our sponsors, definitely KENDA Tires, Custom Access Shocks, 9-2 Goggles, DP Brakes, Twin Air, All Balls, Moto Trim, Evans Coolant, Mooney's Diner locally, J&S Contracting, All Clean, Get It Performance, Hauser Racing, Sunstar Chains and Sprockets, IMS, Cometic Gasket, and just all the folks who have not only made our race season possible, but have made this show possible. So, guys, we want to thank you very, very much for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you being here. And with that, folks, we're going to sign off for the night. This is Hardcore. I'll see you later.
So you don't do the